Hello, guys. Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. Monday here. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcoming Big Man on campus and Alex from Need for Tips here. Guys, how you doing?
Doing good, Natalie, yourself?
Not too bad. Not too bad. How are you doing, Alex?
I'm great. I'm great. Had a really good weekend and happy to be here for another busy week.
Nice. Do you know though? A couple of people I've spoken to, and interesting. We just got Yusuf here as well. He's had a bad week. A couple of comments I was reading. Bad week. I had a bad week. So I'm glad you've had a good week, Alex. Big man, how did you do overall?
I pretty much broke even. I lost maybe like a fourth of a unit, maybe a little bit more.
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
I pretty much I hit my banker and I hit a couple others. I had a real good Sunday, but Saturday wasn't particularly good. I had some late game hijinks, things like that. But yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty even for the most part.
Yeah, I lost my banker, my double, lost the bet with Manchester United, although pleased that they won. We'll get there in a second.
Over 2.5.
But yeah, well, yeah, I was under 2.5. It was supposed to be an under 2.5, except obviously for you, Alex, that it was an over 2.5. But anyway, I just want to shout out to everybody who's already commenting. 23 watching. We've got our regular here, ad hoc. Hopefully, he's going to be keeping track of how many watching. Actually, Stuart from Tipster HQ, he's there as well. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I'm not talking about Spurs, says Stuart. Hey, we'll get you talking
Of
about
course you
Spurs
are.
at one point. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, great call from Alex on the over 2.5 goals there, says ad hoc. But just quickly, Mohammed Yusuf, he goes, I lost everything. And Stuart made a comment. One thing that we do really make a point of, when you say everything, I hope, they say bet with your bankroll, bet with what you can afford to lose. It's very important. This is fun. People do make a living out of it, but you have to be responsible. Big man, do you have any sort of? How do you say the money that you put aside for betting? Do you have sort of a certain amount? I think Stuart bets about 1 or 2% of his bankroll that he bets on. Have you got any sort of rules that you implement on yourself when it
Uh,
comes to betting?
well, look, I normally am very disciplined when I bet. I mean, I stayed at the same amounts really my whole life, but I mean, I think it's really all about you know what you have earmarked for sports betting. I mean, I would definitely be setting aside money that you're using. If you have a regular job and you're getting your money every week from being paid and stuff like that, I don't know that it'd be a good idea to mix that in with all that sort of other things. And you shouldn't be betting in money that you don't have. That's a financial abyss that you can't get out of. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's different for everyone. I'm not going to tell anyone how to spend their money, but I would highly recommend you're not betting more money than you have, and then things
Yep.
like that. Because when you start getting down that road, you start to have a bit of a problem. But I would come up with some kind of a unit structure that you're using, and only you can control that. Unfortunately, it's like a diet, Natalie. If you don't stick to it, you won't lose weight. If you just blow your money on one game, it's hard to win games. Again, it's all about discipline, though, and only you can
Hmm.
be disciplined enough. But that's not great advice, I guess. But yeah, I would come up with a bankroll and a unit amount and try to stick to it as
Exactly.
easy as you can. You shouldn't be betting all your money on one game. That's not a wise way to go at all.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Alex? Do you have any tips for our viewers? How do you go about placing your bets? How much units do you put on? Yeah.
I totally agree with the big man. It's all about the discipline. It's all about making your bankroll, having an amount of money that you can afford to lose, first of all, because you will not put all your money into the betting action. So place how much you can afford to lose. Go to take some bonuses because there are plenty of bookies that are giving first deposit bonus or something like that. So the most bookies that you have your money into them, the better it is because some of them have better odds than the others, but it's all about the discipline and also sometimes about the feeling, Natalie. I think that
Yeah.
the feeling is one thing that can put you to win money. Yes, we are delivering our picks because this is what we are doing for living, the majority of us. I think that it's really important to watch a lot of matches, to see how the teams are going, how the teams are doing, to know everything about the teams that you are going to bet, and don't spend your money on only on betting and not in just one match or in just 1 week of betting. Keep your bankroll controlled. This is why we are here. Team Bankroll is our name, and this is what we are doing for you guys. And a big shout out to our new followers and friends that are watching us. Salty, Joe, Ladlin, Greg Matson, Gaming Noobs, and so on. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate all the love and we appreciate you watching us week in and week out. This is why we are here for you to make profit. This is what we are doing.
Yeah, no, exactly. And gaming news is, in short, use common sense. Also, if you have any questions, do either in the comment section below, or also on our Twitter handles. I've got Jeff Naidu at Jeff Naidu. We've got Alex Need for Tips, myself, Natalie Rydstrom. So find us there, write us a message, and ask us any questions. We're happy to help. Now, on the talk of profit. So I think from this week, if this is right, I've got 0.7 across the board across our two shows there, Premier League Punters and Best Bet Show. I'm just going to bring them up on screen now. So now you can see sort of like an overall structure. It will be up in a second. We've got Best Bets, 75.2 units of profit. And then Premier League Punters there, 31.7. And overall, I've got us down 109.4 units of profit. If you join us on Wednesday for Premier League Punters and Thursday Best Bets, we'll break them down as well for the down to the tipsters as well.
Before we get into the action, Natalie, I want to say that we'll have a really busy period. 7 rounds of Premier League in 21 days. From this weekend, Premier League will be 2 times per week. So also in the midweek, also in the weekend. So make sure that you will follow us with Big Man, with Flash, and with Natalie. We are giving the Premier League rundown for every round. And also Best Bets show every Thursday. And also after this weekly kickoff, we will have the Champions League rundown with Nigel, Flash, and Big Man, and of course with you, Natalie.
Yeah, and also not to forget as well, tomorrow, Europa League matches with Big Man, Martin and Alex. So make sure you catch that. So let's talk about the weekend. So we've got, well, let's start off with Manchester United beating Arsenal. No one really saw that, I have to say. Everyone was going on the Arsenal side. You could say what went wrong for Arsenal, what went right for Manchester United. What went right for Manchester United, Alex?
De Gea went right for Manchester United. It was unbelievable what day he had against Arsenal. I think that he was his best match in his career from my point of view. 12 saves in the match, and they said on stats that is the first time in the history of the Premier League that one goalkeeper will made 12 saves in a match. It was like Spider-Man. You know, everywhere. He was everywhere. I think that Arsenal are really unhappy with that result because they had so many chances of scoring and missed so many. But I think that what went right for Manchester United was De Gea, and most of all that they scored at every chance they had.
Yeah, I know, Big Man, not the biggest Arsenal fan. What did you think of the match?
I thought Arsenal was dreadful defensively. Koscielny was awful. Xhaka was bad, in the midfield. They were just poor, and they couldn't score goals. I mean, De Gea, though, you got to give him some respect. I mean, he was fantastic. I mean, he's the best goalkeeper in the world. He looked absolutely on point. But yeah, I mean, Arsenal had opportunities. I mean, 33 shots. I mean, you gotta score more than one time. And again, I mean, this is the problem with Arsenal. I mean, they go on these runs where they look good for 2 or 3 weeks, and then they have a game like this where you just kind of everything's thrown off. Now their fans are back to hating the team again. It's just always something with Arsenal. Defensively, they were poor and they couldn't make shots. You're not going to win any match like that. Now you're on the outside looking in a little bit. Their goal is top 4. I mean, they're not going to win the Premier League, so it'd be best to just focus on the top 4 at this point.
Yeah, and obviously Paul Pogba red carded. What does that mean for Manchester United in their next couple of games moving forward, Alex? He won't.
He won't play.
Yeah,
Saturday.
He won't. He won't play against Manchester City, and they want to ban him more because he uploaded ironically against the referee when he exited the pitch. But I don't think that this will happen. You will hear me also on the Premier League Panthers that my nap of the week will be Manchester City to win against United.
Oh, Alex. Well, we'll
Come
wait and
on.
see. We'll wait.
He's right.
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Football is unscripted, as they say. So you think Man City's got this one in the bag then, big man?
Yeah, I do. I mean, listen, I mean, I don't know how to keep going down the same road with Arsenal. It's not their team. They have a lot of high quality players. It is the management and the upper management. It's nothing to do with the group. They're just not coached properly. That's just how it goes. And until they realize that, they aren't going to win anything. And I think Alex is totally right. Man City's just a way better team, or Man City's just a way better team than everyone else. And they're delusional if they think they have any shot.
Okay, moving on, we're talking about Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Valencia dropping points, as well as seeing a few red cards in the La Liga weekend. What's happening over in Spain, big man?
I don't know. I don't pay much attention to it, but listen, I'm not. As far as going down this road, I'm going to let Alex take advantage of it. I don't follow Liga too much just because for me, it's always Barcelona, Real Madrid, though I probably should this year. It's been a tight race. Valencia, Atletico Madrid, Sevilla's hanging around. But I think as we've talked about with the Premier League, I don't think anyone really thinks no one's going to win but Barcelona. I mean, it's kind of like everyone else in Barcelona. I mean, we could all agree with that no matter how much you follow it.
Yeah. Alex, what's your take on the big names dropping points this weekend?
It was a good week for Atletico Madrid, but actually, no. Everyone was seeing Barcelona drawing in their last match against the Celta Vigo 2-2, and everyone was saying, okay, Real Madrid will close the gap right now. They have an easy match against Athletic Bilbao. They did not. They were really poor. Cristiano Ronaldo continues his disastrous form right now. Atletico Madrid 2-1 against the Real Sociedad, close the gap on Valencia. They might go for the second place in the next weekend because they have an easy match at Betis. Valencia is hosting Celta Vigo, and a lot can happen in that match. But overall, I think that Barcelona will win the title easily this season. And I think that Real Madrid, I don't know if they will finish second. I don't know. I have a feeling that they will not, but let's see.
Yeah, well, they've got a match obviously this week, Champions League, and then they go and play Sevilla. But the match, the group, they're pretty much positioned second. I don't think there's any chance of them getting first. So do you think they're going to be resting some players ahead of their Sevilla match? Because really, their league match right now is the must-win.
I don't think that they have whom to rest. If you look at their bench right now, they need a lot of improvements in the January transfer window. I think that the key is get Ronaldo to play what he played last year. Benzema also because he's lacking goals and he's struggling. Oh, Benzema said that he doesn't receive passes anymore from Ronaldo because Ronaldo is focused right now to start scoring goals. So there is a little problem at Real Madrid, but we will find out in the January transfer window. A lot will gonna happen there. Dani Ceballos is not happy with the team and he wants to leave. Arsenal just put a hand on him already. A lot of stuff, strange things at Real Madrid. They need a lot of changes. They need a new coach at the end of the season. After winning the Champions League 2 times in a row, I think that there is time for a change there.
Yeah. I've got Steve David. Ronaldo has been so poor. Real can't function without him. Someone else was saying Arsenal have always been a loser team. That's Costas S. We will obviously speak with Martin later on in the week there on the Best Bet show and quickly ask him what he thought of the match. But yeah, things on. Do you think Real is going to finish in second, or do you think they could even see third?
Yeah, I don't know if they in the Champions League. You mean?
La Liga.
In La Liga, yeah, they will struggle to finish also in second place. This is my opinion.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, big man, on Real Madrid this season? Is it really down to Ronaldo just not on form? Is it down to one man?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, they're not playing well, and neither is he. So, I mean, listen, he makes them go. I mean, it's like comparing like when the Cavs aren't playing well and LeBron James is not playing well. That's why they're not playing well, because you take any really good player off a team, I mean, it's going to hurt you. I mean, he's not off the team, but he's not playing well, and that's going to obviously hurt them. But I think Benzema is an interesting player. I mean, I don't really understand his fit at Real Madrid. I never really have. He just kind of runs around and just wastes chances. That's a great point by Gaming Noobs. I mean, how many chances has he blown over his time at Real Madrid? I mean, Gareth Bale's constantly injured. It seems like they never have figured out who they want to play and who not to play. Is it Isco? Is it Bale? Who is it? There's just a lot of cohesion issues right now, and now your best player is not playing well. So all that and more is why they're sitting in fourth or wherever they are on the table. He'll get it straightened out. He'll be fine. But this is a World Cup year, a lot to worry about there as well. No one's catching Barcelona, so I think they'll finish high, but they got to get it figured out quick.
Yeah, they sure do. Over to Serie A now. Obviously, big game of the weekend. Juventus versus Juve. Yeah, Juventus versus Napoli. 1-0 to Juve, closing the gap on Napoli. Strange to see Juve in third, I have to say, especially this time in the season. Can they close the gap and retain their top spot, their big man?
I think they can, but what a league this is. I mean, there's so many good teams in this league. I mean, top 5 are separated by 7 points combined. I mean, just a great league. I mean, you have so many crazy things that seem to happen every week. Inter Milan, I mean, you talk about a dominating win yesterday. I mean, they won 5-0, but 39 shots yesterday in that game. I mean, really just pounded Chievo. Yeah, Juventus, a nice win against Napoli over the weekend. That kind of vaulted them back into, okay, same old Juventus, clean sheet, win a game. And it was on the road as well. So now you have a couple wins in a row here for Juventus. Look, they're always going to be the favorite. They've won 6 straight La Liga or not La Liga, Serie A titles. But now they're kind of on the outside just because like Inter Milan, they don't have any Champions League games. So, this week's going to kind of be jumbled for Juventus, but it's a great league. There's so many great strikers and guys. I mean, Benevento, they got a point finally. How about that? The goalie scores a goal to equalize,
and I guess
that might be their only point of the year. And
the funny
it's pretty interesting. Go ahead.
The funny thing, Gennaro Gattuso discussing after the match, the new coach of AC Milan, he said that I was dreaming about this match for the last 1 week because it's my first match as the coach of AC Milan. But not even in my worst nightmares, I couldn't dream that a goalkeeper will score in the 95th minute of the game and draw and 2-2 there. Amazing.
How do you draw that up? I mean, they get a point and it's because their goalie runs in and score. I mean, it's interesting though. Look at the bottom 3. I mean, they're in Serie A. I mean, pretty straightforward. I mean, the 3 new teams are the 3 worst. But yeah, that's a tough way to draw if you're AC Milan.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Did Martin have a bet on Benevento this week?
Yes, we did. Also myself, I thought that AC Milan will destroy Benevento. Also, Martin said that AC Milan will win with -1 on the Asian handicap. But I think that we will continue bet against Benevento. I
Yeah,
think that AC Milan were poor, not Benevento were good.
Well,
I
I've
think
said it
that
As they
we
say,
before.
will
I
start
think they're
lightning
the.
doesn't
against AC
strike
Milan.
twice, does it, in the same spot? Yeah, I
I
think
think they're the
he'll
worst.
still be on that Benevento horse.
I think they're the worst team I've seen at this level. In all
Yeah,
5 leagues. I mean, they're awful, terrible.
yeah,
And
yeah.
imagine that AC Roma and Lazio have one match in hand. So if they win the matches that they have to make 15 matches like Inter, Napoli, and Juventus, the gap between the first one and the fifth one will be 4 points after 16 matches. That is amazing what is happening, as Big Man said in Italy. But I think that Juventus will. I'm going with the gaming noobs saying that I would like someone else than Juventus to win the Serie A. Also, me, I would like Napoli, or
Mm,
I would like someone else than Juventus.
yeah,
But I think that is their year again, and
yeah.
I think that at the end of this year, like Dybala will leave, like Dale Four said, that Dybala will leave. I think
Hmm.
that the problems will start for Juventus.
Yeah, Gaming Noom said Martin said -1. Lol, I took that bet. I tell you, we'll ask him again next on Thursday, see if he's got any other bets for the Benevento. But I think they say
Yeah,
lightning
but how
doesn't
about
strike twice in the same
how about
spot.
we give him some love that he's called Gaming News? Why don't you let everyone know that he's called them all year though? He's made it clear bet against Benevento. I mean, he's been on point with them all year. Let's give him a little love instead of vilifying him. Great pick
Uh,
all year betting against Benevento.
I don't think that he
Gaming News
said
says
it with.
once you get struck by lightning, you actually have a greater chance of being struck a second time. God, I hope not.
Yeah, I
Um,
hope not.
I just have a problem with Jack Turner says thanks, but no thanks for Leipzig and Valencia over the weekend. Womp womp. Yeah, Jack, we are not gods. If we were gods, we would know the outcome of every match, and again, we would be in an island in the Pacific, owning our own island. And I think that you should be more careful how you're talking, because we are on profit. If we were not on
Yeah.
profit, you could be able to talk like that. You are not.
And again, we have bad weekends, as does everybody. It sounds as a consensus. A lot of people have had a bad weekend, but Alex did good. Big Man did well. I didn't do well. Anybody got anything before we close now and sort of start preparing for the Champions League show? We've got Flash and Nigel joining us as well. Anybody got anything to add? Big Man, I'll start with you.
Yeah, always interesting in Premier League. I mean, Everton got another big win this week. They're climbing up the table, up to 10th, Natalie. There they are,
Yeah.
up at 10th. Swansea City is a moral to go down. Swansea City is an awful football club. West Ham continues to be shit, even though they, took a 1-goal lead. I think we all found them live, Manchester City. There was no way they were going to lose. Premier League's
Yeah.
great. You got to love this league.
Yeah, it was my favourite, I have to say. But what about what's your favourite at the moment, Alex? It's Serie A, right? Or you're liking Premier League?
This season, yes. This season, Serie A depends from season to season, because sometimes you win more in one league, sometimes you win more in the other league. But this season, Serie A is bringing the most of my profit. Big Man is yawning. I think that he cannot wait for the Champions League discussions. Okay,
Little tired.
so I think that interesting, Crystal Palace unbeaten in the last 4 matches in Premier League. What about that?
Yeah.
I think that they might have a chance to save themselves from relegation, but I think that we'll discuss that on Wednesday for the Premier League Panthers.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. And hopefully see you in about 15 minutes for Champions League. I'll post the link up. Follow us on Twitter at Natalie Rydstrom, at Need for Tips, at Jeff Nadu. And thanks for watching. And I'll see you in about 15 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.